We talked about different methods of arm tickets being delivered to people. This is the more dangerous and sneaky way they're trying to do this. All right, guys, so we talked about mass delivery of arm tickets to people, right? And having the elites want to arm ticket us or vaccinate us by mass delivery. Now, some people think aerosol in a plane, letting it drop down on our heads, but they're working on a new way, a new delivery system, excuse me, and that's by way of mosquito. So now they have recently genetically modified mosquitoes to deliver arm tickets to bats right now. That's right now. So when I saw that, the first thing in my head was like, here we go. They're going to test it on bats and see how it does. Now, with bats, the more interesting thing about them is that they're trying to stop any further outbreaks from them because of the whole Mr. 19 event. Bats eat mosquitoes. So that's the delivery process of the arm ticket and that mosquito getting into the bat. And if I'm not mistaken, it's eating more than one. It's not eating one mosquito and it's cured or whatever it is. It's going to eat a bunch of mosquitoes as they need to eat, right? So this is a dangerous delivery system because we've seen this before. It was in a movie, I Am Legend, right? And the shit just didn't work out. And in fact, it could cause another problem in the bat to infect other animals or humans. And now we have an I Am Legend thing going on. Now, I know I'm being a little extreme. The more serious side of this is that they're trying to get us to have, they're trying to put arm tickets into us, unbeknownst to us, forcefully, if you will, because now we're walking around and we're like, shit. We're thinking we were, bit by an innocent mosquito minding its business, but instead it was a genetically modified mosquito delivering us something we don't need. Now, why do I say this is dangerous? Because we don't know the ramifications of this. Like everything they've tested in the last 10 years, they do these tests or these studies so fast, they do not give it time to develop, or they don't do enough research time to find out what the downsides are. They did it with the Mr. 19 arm ticket. They gave it, 8-9 months of testing? And even then, come to find out now, those testings were poorly done. Not only were they poorly done, but a lot of the animals in those testings died. Now look what we're seeing with people. So now imagine they're putting something in a genetically modified mosquito. What if, and again, this is like crazy conspiracy theory talk, we start turning into mosquitoes, right? Because the genetically modified mosquito genetically modified our blood with partially mosquito and whatever nonsense they put into it, and now we're all buzzing around. Business is all over the place, right? Sort of like the fly, but mosquito form. Imagine giant mosquitoes. Anyway, not the point. The point, guys, is that this is bad because just like the talk of them putting arm tickets in our food, which I said before, guys, is an impossibility to do with at least meats. You can do it with fruits, but then you have to have fruits at a temperature, a cold temperature. You can't put a lot of these arm tickets in food and then expect it to be okay. It doesn't work that way, especially with meat. People are like, well, they're going to give, pigs and cows. Yeah, and then once you cook it, it kills the arm ticket. It kills it. There's no way for it to actively work once you add heat to it. Never mind charring the shit out of your meat, which, some people are like, well, maybe don't eat it medium rare. Maybe eat it medium, whatever. As soon as you apply heat to it, that arm ticket is dead in that meat. So that's not going to work. Unless they come out with some super shit that can withstand high heat, then only then can that be an issue. And I don't see them developing that, at the very least, not yet. And if they do develop something like that, what it's going to do to your human body, it's going to absolutely kill it. If they develop an arm ticket that could withstand high heat, we're fucked. Because if they think this shit is good and they go ahead and put it into people without testing it for long, we're done. Talk about cancer rates getting higher now because of what they did 5 years ago. Forget about that new version that could withstand high heat. It's going to kill half the human race. These are all of the things, guys, that they're working on, and I swear they're actively working on this to kill the human race. It has to be. Because some of the things they're doing don't make sense. I am not a scientist, but I'm looking at it and going, yeah, that didn't even sound like it was going to work, let alone it actually working. So that is the problem with all of the stuff they're doing lately. Look at all the drugs when you look on TV. A lot of them have bad side effects. When we were growing up, drugs had milder side effects. And if they had death involved in anywhere in the side effect, they never released it. And the fact, guys, that they're releasing shit that makes you, bleed out of your nipples, there's an issue. If you have like, itchy dick because you took some shit, that's an issue. If you're bleeding from your eyes or blood's perfusing through your skin, that's an issue. If you're shitting your brains out because you took one pill of something that was supposed to help you gain confidence, that's an issue. So all of these things have these bad side effects, gastrointestinal, neurological problems. They're telling you stop taking immediately. Shouldn't have taken it in the first place. Half our problems are probably anxiety induced to begin with, but they don't want to talk about that because they want to sit there and act like you got some genetic problem going on. Meanwhile, is the anxiety and the shit that we're seeing on the internet, on our phones, constant reminder of gloom and doom, that is creating a lot of these psychosomatic illnesses that people are experiencing. But nobody wants to talk about that. They just want to talk about, well, it could be genetics. Keep in mind, you never heard this shit before, whatever they're talking about, because there's a million new things out there. And they're like, well, it's genetics. It runs in your family. Fatness does not run in your family. It's not genetics. It's called poor dieting or a history of poor diet, which transcends down the families. But they want to sit there and give you, Ozempic and think you're going to be skinny. Now look at the side effects of Ozempic. Destroying people left and right. So this stuff, guys, this mosquito delivery system is a bad idea. The problem with it, the bigger problem is, when are they going to release it? Where they're going to release it? And if you go to some Caribbean island, for example, you're minding your business, but they're trying to stop some kind of outbreak there because that's the idea. I think that's the idea, is that they don't want to close down places for tourism or close them to tourism. So to keep the tourists, flowing in, you release these mosquitoes, and now tourists and the people on the island are getting ticketed by way of mosquito, so that they can fight, whatever mosquito carrying borne disease that they're trying to stop. Malaria is one of them. I think the dengue fever is another. So they're going to start putting tickets in that, at least to put in bats and to stop whatever diseases bats might have. Now, bats have their own problem, right? They have this mold infection pandemic going on with them. It's why bats all over the world are dying. But that's a different problem. Now, if that mixes with the genetically modified mosquito, who knows what's going to happen with that? Like, they're just testing this shit out and then seeing what happens. They used to do like real research, real studies before they got to the phase of testing it on anything. It took them years to get to testing phase. Now it's like months to get there. And they're trying to tell us technology is the reason why they got there so fast. They're trying to sit there and tell us, well, the data we collected and we're analyzing it. We're using AI now. AI is figuring it out quicker. AI is not going to stop the I Am Legend pandemic. It really isn't. If anything, it's going to cause it. Because we're moving too fast in the medical world now. And look what happened with the Mr. 19 arm ticket. They moved so fast, they lied to the entire population. Now we got a population of people sick and dying from that. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.